Hello! Hello, hello, hello. I am back today playing some more Pokemon Crystal, continuing our shiny badge quest. Still on the hunt for the shiny Cyndaquil. It's been a couple of weeks since we last streamed this because I was away last weekend. And yeah, so looking forward to jumping back into this and maybe we'll get a shiny. Hi Carl, how are you doing today? So yeah, we're currently sitting at 11,200 resets. 11,200. A lot, basically. So, question is, can we get it today? You doing well? Good. I'm also doing good, thanks. I've had a nice day of doing pretty much nothing. I was off work today, so it was nice. I only had a 3-day week this week, so it's been good because I was off on Monday as well. Okay, so I think everything should be set for us to start the hunt. Pretty sure. So let's begin. Hi Z, how are you doing today? Other than being groggy from just waking up. Well, the first one wasn't shiny. I was down in Cornwall last weekend. It's okay, don't worry. Yes, exactly. You're in Somerset doing the same. Name me the father-in-law. I remember you saying. It's cool. We did a couple of walks. What else did we do? A couple of walks. Went to a swimming pool for a swim. We had an Easter egg hunt, which I was not expecting to do, but we did an Easter egg hunt. With the youngest one of us being 26, an Easter egg hunt isn't really something that I thought would happen. You did it for a 12-year-old and 2 10-year-olds? That's a little bit different. That's to be expected. They are children. We were all adults. True. To be fair, there was kind of a reason for why we did an Easter egg hunt. Basically, my brother's girlfriend is from Latvia, and in Latvia they don't do Easter egg hunts in the same way as we do Easter egg hunts. They actually paint real, like, hard-boiled eggs. They paint hard-boiled eggs, and then they have to go find those. So she'd never done an Easter egg hunt with like little chocolate Easter eggs and stuff. So we did it for her, basically. They're not as fun to eat. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we did one of our kind of Easter egg hunts for her. We actually turned it into a little bit of a competition as well, because we each had a few, like, you know, the big eggs in boxes, and we have those as named because they were like gifts from each other for each other. So those ones, only the person whose name is on it can find it. But then we have little ones like cream eggs, or like little, they're just chocolate in foil. And basically we had a competition to see who could find the most of those little ones. But we did it in like our pots that we were storing them in were all in the same place in one room. And each time you went out, you could only get one egg and bring it back at a time. So you had to like, you couldn't like go hoard all the like find all the eggs and just put them in a pot. You had to go backwards and forwards to get the eggs, which was pretty fun. Never done it like that before, but it was an interesting way of doing it and pretty fun as well. I did not win. In fact, my brother's girlfriend won. I feel like there might have been some cheating. It was a bloodbath with one kid getting the job. That's normally how it happens for us as well. But this way, it spreads it more evenly because you've got to go backwards and forwards. So we like everyone had around about the same. His girlfriend had slightly more. I think it was like 2 more than me or something, and 1 more than him. So it was like made it make it so that it was more evenly spread. Because if we'd just been running around with our pots and just played something, there was like 4 in the same place kind of thing. You just grab 4 all at once. It's like, it's not quite the same. And we did a inside and outside hunt. So there were eggs hidden inside and outside. It was good. I enjoyed it. True. It's also interesting doing an Easter egg hunt around a cafe. It was closed at the time though. We did wait until the evening after they'd closed. No. They'd closed already by that point. It would have been funny. It would have been funny if they had been still open, but no. We were out for the day, and we didn't get back till they'd closed. But anyway, we even if we had been around when they were open, we would have still waited until they were closed, because us running around while they're trying to like serve food and people eating and stuff, that would have just been chaotic. It's not a very big place, so yeah, it probably would not have gone well, but it would have been funny. You spent Easter Sunday at a farm thing. It was freezing cold, but still kind of cool. Huh. My Easter Sunday was spent getting sunburnt. It was not cold. It was windy, but not cold. We went for a walk and I foolishly did not wear sun cream. So I got sunburnt. Which is why I'm a little bit pink still. Animal Farm Adventure Park. Sounds like it'd be pretty good for the kids. Oh, this chair. This chair is very annoying. Just keeps sinking. Your neighbors decided to renovate their house over the long weekend? Okay. Fair enough. A regular haunt for you, to be fair, when you're down there visiting the father-in-law. Yeah, fair enough. So it was loud all weekend. That's annoying. You played ZA a bit over the long weekend? Up to rank D now at the moment. Nice. Are you enjoying it? I did enjoy Legend ZA. Yeah, the battle style was a bit weird at the start. Yeah, it is. I still think we should be controlling the Pokemon, not the trainer. I think that would make it better. But still fun. Are you gonna do the Mega Dimensions DLC when you're done? This is your first Legend game. To be fair, the other Legend game has a different battle system. You will. Nice. You're ranked D2? Nice. You played so much Pokemon over the last weekend. Were you playing Legends of the Air as well? Or what game were you playing? Oops. Remind when you left for the father-in-laws, you were still rank Z. Sorry, X or W. You can't remember which. Fair enough. You just defeated Rogue Absol. Not really. I haven't played the beginning of ZA since it came out, so. It's the first rogue, yes. Because that's when you get the Mega Ring. Female. Oh, double female. You've since defeated 6 others. Cool. In my off-stream time, I've been doing a replay of Mass Effect. That's what I've been spending my time doing. For the I don't know how many time. A lot of times I've played Mass Effect. So you say far from the game released? Fair enough. Mine is too, but I don't play it anymore. How big is the Mega Dimensions DLC? It's $45 US. Sorry, Australian dollars. I see. It's pretty big. It is a good DLC. I enjoyed it. A lot of people don't enjoy it, but I enjoyed it. You need to finish the main story first before you can play it. It happens after the end of the game. Fair enough. Yeah, I can't remember how much time I put into the Mega Dimensions DLC. Female. Hi Treble, long time no see. How are you doing? $126 is good. Mm-hmm. It is. We've been going for over a year. We started this on the 4th of April. I think it was actually no, it might have been the 5th of April. Something like that. Beginning of April 2025 is when we started this hunt. And it is now beginning of April 2026. One day we'll find it. One day. Not like, yeah, 58 streams. So not every weekend, because we do 2 a weekend, which would obviously be, if we'd done a year, it would have been 104 streams. So technically we've done about half a year's worth of weekend streams, just over. But there've been other things that like have meant that I am not streaming it. So like going away, or other Pokemon games coming out. we stopped playing. We stopped doing this hunt for when Legends EA came out. So I was just playing that. But yeah, still a lot. It's a double female again. Scarlet and Violet really makes you forget the value of shinies. Yeah, especially if you're playing on the Switch too. I haven't done any shiny hunting on the Switch 2 yet though. Version of Scarlet and Violet. And I won't be. For a long time. Mainly because Scarlet and Violet shiny hunting is boring. And secondly, we're doing the shiny patch quest. This is going to take us a while. You're currently back into your random Pokemon phase? Yeah, that's fair. When I finish this shiny badge quest, we'll do some random hunts between the next, like the end of this one and the next shiny badge quest. Because basically, I'm planning to do a load of shiny badge quests for every generation. But I want to break up those shiny badge quests with some random hunts as well. You know, Scarlet and Violet are the only games you didn't find a random shiny during your playthrough. I didn't find one either, but I have found shinies in there since. You just picked up Legends EA a couple of days ago. Nice, nice. Have you played much of it yet? Had nothing going on yesterday, so you pretty much just no live the entire day away. Fair enough. I assume you are liking it then? You got a shiny spinner I can see pretty early on. Cool. It's good, yeah. It's a surprisingly long game. Yeah, it's fairly long. I wouldn't say it's like ridiculously long or anything like that, but I think it's a good length. I was able to finish it in a long weekend, I think. Well, just over a long weekend, I think. I can't remember exactly. For a Pokemon game, it is for sure long. Fair enough. I find it hard to judge length of Pokemon games because I play them so much that I'm like, how much of it was playthrough? How much of it was me just like messing around in Pokemon? Oh, that's a female. I don't remember how many streams it took me to finish the game or the DLC, to be honest. You just finished off BDSP. Before that, you bought Shining Pearl and never finished it. Gotcha. I mean, those are pretty bad games. Well, not bad, but like not what I would have hoped for. Like, I don't see the point in playing VDSP when I have Platinum. You like it, but you also never play Gemfall. So yeah, Platinum is just a better version, minus a couple of quality of life things and the fact that it's on the Switch. But for the most part, Platinum is a better game. But the problem is, can't remember what company it is that made the game now. They stuck to the description of remake Diamond and Pearl too literally, basically. The art style was questionable. Because for like other remakes, like Fire Red Leaf Green, we'll go in order. Fire Red Leaf Green remakes. They're very similar to the original, yes, granted. Apart from they have the Sevials. Big addition. Then you have Hard Gold Soul Silver. Quite a big change, actually. They bring in a few bits of the Pokemon Crystal story. So, like, the Suicune bit is from Crystal, not from Gold and Silver. And didn't really add too much else onto it. Oh, actually, no. So they did bring in the Safari Zone and the whole new area over that side of the map. So, but the story was the enhanced story of Pokemon Crystal. Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, obviously, massive change because it was a remake on a 3DS, and they added the whole Delta episode thing in, and quality of life changes are massive from GBA to 3DS. So that was a big change, and also they added soaring. There's lots of cool things about Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Then Let's Go obviously is massively different in terms of gameplay style, and art style is so good in Let's Go, being another remake of Red and Blue. So that's a big change. And then BDSP is just Diamond and Pearl with the Underground expanded. That's it. Even the glitches and bugs and stuff that were in Diamond and Pearl are in BDSP. That's how much of a copy it is. They even have the bugs and stuff on it. You went from feeling like an enhanced DS game to Pokemon Let's Go constantly. Or else it's going to be hard to beat. BDSP didn't seem like it even tried. No, they didn't. They clearly didn't, because it's got the same bugs and stuff in it as the original game. They took the original code and just gave it a new art, basically. I will always have a soft spot for Heart Gold Soul Silver, but Auras are definitely the best remakes. But Heart Gold Soul Silver are still Soul Silver specifically is still my favorite Pokemon game, because Silver was my first Pokemon game, and Soul Silver is just very much an enhanced version of Silver. It's fine enough for Auras. I like Auras. I think Auras is good. The art style you meant, to be clear. The NPCs literally look like they were from Let's Go when in battles and encounters. See, I like Let's Go. I think Let's Go is good. Like, art style wise. I think that's one of the best looking Pokemon games. I wouldn't necessarily say I hate any Pokemon game. I would say BDSP is the one. If I was to pick out all the games to play, BDSP would be right at the back of the queue. True. Yes. Yeah. The overworld chibi into not chibi battling is a bit strange. I'm not quite sure why they went with that. See, I still like playing. I still play a lot of Gen 1. I still play so much Gen 1. Oh, man. Obviously, the other thing, like, on my list would probably be down the bottom end where I'm not playing it, is Sun and Moon, because Ultra Sun and Moon exist and are just kind of better. Did I not reset? Just better versions of Sun and Moon. Have I had any interest in champions? No, I have no interest in champions. Literally zero interest in champions. I do not care for competitive Pokemon. I go to competitive Pokemon events, but I don't really care for competitive Pokemon. I go to the events to meet people and see friends. It's cool that it's free, but or you can do it for free. But I've just never really been interested. I'm not a big competitive gamer in general. Like, the last kind of competitive kind of stuff I used to play was Call of Duty, and even then I didn't really care for it that much. I kind of did it just because I had friends who played, and I played with them. And then I was doing YouTube, and I like created a series called Fish Friday for playing Call of Duty COD on a Friday. But don't really care for competitive. For the collecting side of Pokemon, you're not good enough, or have you really interest for battling, especially competitive? Yeah, I'm definitely a collector as well. Definitely a collector, especially shiny hunting. But I've created so many living dexes because I just love catching Pokemon, and I love the stories in Pokemon. Like, yes, some of these stories and gameplay in Pokemon games, playing single player, not great, but I just love the world. And yeah, collecting Pokemon is just massive for me. Like that's what I love doing, collecting Pokemon. And I'm not good at competitive, and I don't care to try and learn it. There's a lot to learn in competitive Pokemon, and I don't want to spend the time doing that. I have so much more things I would rather do than learn competitive Pokemon. I don't just play Pokemon. That's the other thing. Like competitive, if you do competitive Pokemon, you probably need to play it a lot to be able to be good at it and stuff. I'd rather play other games. I like Pokemon, and I play a lot of Pokemon, but I also like playing other games. So I want to put my time into playing other games as well. Which is like I said, I've been playing Mass Effect recently. Just doing a replay of that because I love Mass Effect as well. In fact, I am wearing a Mass Effect hoodie right now. You pretty much relate to all of that. Yeah, fair. See, I don't even really care to watch it, to be honest. Yeah, I'll watch, like, when I'm at the tournament and stuff, I'll watch a little bit. But it's just not really my thing. I just like hanging around with my friends. I don't see many people outside of my work colleagues when I'm, like... So, going to an event where I'm meeting up with friends and stuff, it's good, because, like I say, I don't really do that most of the time. Like, my time outside of work is spent just sitting here at home. So I use those events as a way of like forcing myself to actually see people. I make it sound like I'm like upset that I don't see people. I'm perfectly content to sit here and not see people. You really watch it? Just battles, but things like Wolfie vids where he actually explains everything. That's quite cool, to be fair. Yeah, I did see Wolfie when I was at EUIC. Outside of the event, we saw him in Tesco. We did not go up and say anything to him. We just saw him. We left him to do his thing because didn't want to disturb him. But I walked in and walked like down past the aisles and I just looked down and was like, pretty sure that's Wolfie. Just randomly as soon as I walked into the shop. There's one thing I will never do. If I see somebody famous, I guess you can call Wolfie famous as in he's internet famous, but also just like other famous people. I'm not somebody to like go up to somebody and like talk to them because they're famous. Like, and a lot of people do, but I wouldn't ever do that because they're just trying to live their life. They're just people. I'm not going to annoy them when they're trying to just do their shopping or something. If it's at an event and they're not in a rush to get somewhere, then yes, I will speak to them, say hello. That's how I got my Minecraft swords all signed by YouTubers. It's because we were at an event and they were meeting people. I did try to speak to Captain Sparkles, but he was in a rush, so I left him and let him get on with his life. He had to be there for it. If you like the content, you'll ask them if they're approachable. If they don't seem like to be busy. See, outside of an event, I wouldn't approach them. Because I don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to live their life. I have met famous people outside of events and stuff. Or I guess there's only really once that it happened. You saw Wolfie at London Wells, asked if he was open to meeting. He apologized and said he just left it. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Wolfie has spoken about fans coming up to him and stuff, that he's not great with that kind of thing. But again, that's at an event. I would have done the same thing. That was another reason why I definitely didn't want to go up to Wolfie in Tesco, because he's already spoken about that kind of thing, and it was 100%. I'm not going to go speak to him because he's already said he doesn't like that kind of thing. I don't even watch Wolfie, and I know that about him. Yeah, I met Richard Hammond down in Cornwall at a beach. He spoke to me, to be fair, which is a bit of a weird way around doing things. But I didn't like go up and disturb him and his family. He was on holiday, like with his family. I'm not going to go disturb him. But he spoke to me first anyway, because to be fair, I didn't realize it was him until after he'd spoken to me. No. This was years ago. Years and years ago. He was at a beach in Cornwall, and we were at the beach. But there's like this like cafe, not cafe, but like place you can get some food and drink at the edge of the beach. And he was up there with his brother, and I went up to get some food. And when my food was coming out, his brother was in the way, so I couldn't get to my food. And his brother passed me the food instead, and as he was doing so, Richard Hammond said to me, "Oh, don't let him give you that, he'll steal it." But I hadn't realized it was him until after I'd got my food from his brother and walked off, and I was like, turned back and was like, wait, that's Richard Hammond. Then I saw where he'd gone, and I realized it was him and his family and his brother and his brother's family that were all on the beach. And I knew there was always a possibility that I would see them around at some point, because Richard Hammond and Jeremy Clarkson have definitely both said that they holiday in Cornwall, and specifically around St Ives, which is where I bumped into Richard Hammond, was in St Ives. So there was always the possibility of it happening, so it didn't really like surprise me that he was there, because they'd literally talked about the fact that they holiday there. It was pretty cool. That's my claim to fame, is that Richard Hammond's brother almost stole my food. Anyway, so everybody met was Jasper Carrot. That's pretty cool. He used to be a customer of ours. I probably shouldn't have said that, but whatever. Too late. Because he is school friends with Yon. That's cool. You knew him before you knew he was famous? That's cool. That means you know him by his real name as well, probably. I assume. I hadn't realised that Jasper Carrot was a stage name until I worked at where I work now. That would be very strange. That's cool though. My brother has met John McGinn, as in the Aston Villa captain. that's a cool story, especially if you like football / like Aston Villa. Your brother and dad would probably be jealous. Basically, my brother, well, me and my brother are obviously big Aston Villa fans, but there is a John McGinn song that Villa fans sing, and it kind of became a thing in my brother's friend group where they would all just sing it like whenever they were together and stuff, just randomly. And they were going on a trip down to London for the evening. I can't remember if they were staying there. I don't think they were, but basically they were singing the song on the train. And what they hadn't realised was that just a few seats down in the carriage that they were in was John McGinn sitting there. And my brother and his friends had been singing the song about him while he was just down the train from them. Then they realised John McGinn was down the train from them, and they went and said hello and stuff. And my brother actually sat with John McGinn and his girlfriend for the whole train ride, just talking. There was a football match on, and they had on one of their phones. They were watching the football, having a beer together, and just spent this whole train journey from, well, I guess it would have been from Coventry, from where they got on, down to London with John McGinn, just hanging out with him. And they even got off at the same stop and stuff. So most of my brother's profile pictures is a picture of him and John McGinn. Trying to think of other celebrity stories that I've got. I don't know whether I've got any other ones. The closest I've got to that is, most people probably don't know who this guy is, because he's kind of a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. But 16-Bit Deck was part of, again, a lot of people might not know what this series is. Maya Knight, that was Captain Sparkle's Syndicate project. Oh my god, Firefox and Tucker? I can't remember what his username is. They had a Minecraft YouTube series. And 16-Bit Deck did a lot of the behind the scenes, like world creation, NPCs, that kind of thing for them. And he was at Minecon 2015, where all that is, where I got these from. And basically I was waiting for a train and realized he was on the platform as well, and then he got on the same train as me, and I just sat with him for the whole of this train ride, and we were just chatting and stuff. Again, him and his girlfriend and me just chatting away on a train ride. Most people won't even know who he is though, because he's a very behind the scenes person, so it's not like that great of a story. But I knew who he was. And I got him to sign my swords, so his signature is on them as well. And again, that was one of those situations where we were at a convention, so I was like more comfortable talking to him. We technically we'd left the convention because it was the end, but it was kind of still the convention. And I knew I wasn't disturbing him because we were literally just on the train. So we just got another double female there. Yes. I also asked him if he didn't mind me sitting with him on the train. I didn't just sit there and just go, I'm sitting here now. Because we were talking before we even got on the train. I did see a Birdkeeper Toby. Well, I guess technically he's called Lawkeeper Toby now. At the EUIC, right at the end of the last day, he was walking past, so I didn't like stop him or anything. He looked like he was in a hurry, but I said hello. Yeah, he's Lawkeeper Toby now. Well, he stopped posting Pokemon stuff for a little while. And he now does like... Well, his Lawkeeper Toby channel is still just Pokemon, but he does like Zelda lore and stuff as well. So he's kind of become more of a lore, like gaming lore kind of person, rather than specifically Pokemon and like being a bird keeper. So he's changed it to Lawkeeper. But he stopped posting Pokemon stuff, but then he sort of came back. He posts very sporadically now. Don't worry, I got it. Oops, ignore that. Did not mean to click that button. Gonna head off for now. Best of luck with the hunt and have a good stream. Had fun listening to my stories. Well, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. It's been nice catching up with you. I do feel like I do my part with those viewbot accounts. Because I report them and get them banned. Yes, it probably doesn't matter because they'll just make new ones. But I feel like I'm helping. No, we finished Dynasty Warriors now. I finished that on Wednesday. You unfortunately missed the end of that. That is correct. Ghost of Yotai will be starting on Monday. I keep thinking it's Saturday today because I haven't been in work. I keep getting confused with what day of the week it is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Ghost of Yotai on Monday. You'll be in work for the streams Monday to Thursday, but should be free. Your late shifts are mostly just sit around and fix anything that breaks. But in most cases, you can't get access to fix the things that break because trains running take priority. Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, I very much enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in Ghost of Yotai. I actually don't know whether it's pronounced Yotai or Yote, to be honest. Not even sure. I'm not very good with Japanese pronunciations. You did. It's with an E, not an A. Which is why I think it's probably Yote rather than Yotai, but I don't know. Fair enough. I agree. Maybe they'll say it during the game and I will find out. Or maybe I could look it up. But I haven't. Also, we're on to our 11,300th reset. I actually don't. I don't actually own Ghost of Yotai yet. Yotai. I don't know. I need to actually get it and get it installed. A job for this weekend. See if I can find it discounted anywhere. $11K single-handed sounds rough. I'm still having fun. My clock is wrong. My clock says it's 9 p.m. But it's 10 p.m. I need to go tell my mom that the time has changed. I know it will shine eventually. It's just a matter of time. With the time change, it's now a difference of 2 hours for when your streams. Really? Fair enough. How does that make sense? We've both changed our clocks. Forwards. Wait, do yours go backwards? I don't think I ever realized that Australia's clocks went the opposite direction to ours. Wow, okay. I've learned something today. It's very interesting. True. And you're going into winter. Or fall, I guess. Autumn. Yeah, I never really thought of that before, where that would be why you need to change the clocks differently to us. Yeah, I remember that, but I just never really considered the fact that because Australia is the opposite season to us, that their clocks would also go the opposite direction to us. I just never thought of it like that before. That's a northern to southern hemisphere thing then, rather than a like. That's the reason, is the northern to southern hemisphere. I really struggle to say that word. It's because Australia is all kinds of upside down, that's why they do it. Okay. female. Don't click all the buttons properly. How much of this one did I do on the Virtual Console? I actually can't remember, to be honest. The only ones I won't, well, I won't use an emulator for the Switch ones, but anything 3DS and below I will use an emulator for. But even the Switch ones, I'm going to try modifying my Switch, not my Switch 2, my Switch 1, so that I can edit the game files, so then I can remove shiny locks. Which ones are shiny locked on the Switch? Well, starters and legendaries. Because it would break the immersion of the Pokemon being in the cutscene as not shiny and then you getting it as shiny. So immersion breaking. We can't allow that to happen. It's another female. You're gonna go make some breakfast. Not sure if you'll be back in time before the stream ends. If not, good luck with the hunt. Hopefully you get it soon. And your luck he'll show up when you're not here. Probably. We'll be going for another half an hour-ish. But have a good breakfast if we don't see you. Hey, 11,350. It's a female. Hi Will, how you doing today? I'm doing good, thanks. Female. 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 Double female. Welcome back. Late night KFC runs aren't as quick as you thought they would be. Fair enough. Z's not going to see that. Well, I guess unless he comes back. But that's a good way of explaining it, I guess. I agree. Yeah, definitely. If you're shiny hunting for it, or if you're willing to shiny hunt for it, then you should be rewarded for it. But also, like, it's just pointless. Like, it's not even like necessarily better. Yeah, it's cool to get a shiny, but it doesn't make you better than somebody who doesn't have a shiny. Many would argue that soft resetting isn't enjoying the game. So like, are you really having a better experience than someone else? I think I can decide what I enjoy and what I don't enjoy. And I enjoy this. To be fair, I probably wouldn't be enjoying this as much if I wasn't streaming. To be fair. If I'd spent 128 hours just looking at a non-shiny Cyndaquil without having some people to chat to, I probably also wouldn't be enjoying the game. Shinies are a Crystal's best friend. Yeah, I'd agree. It'd be nice if this one would show up. What's it? Hi Wizzy, how you doing today? People who waste money on Euro Millions need to do shiny hunting. What? I don't see the correlation. I am somebody who shiny hunts, but also I also do the lottery. Not Euro Millions, but I am in the lottery. Not quite the same. One of those odds is a lot worse than the other. A lot worse. I am far, 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 far more likely to get a shiny than I am to win the lottery. That doesn't mean it's a 1 in a million odds, though. It's still a 1 in 8,000 odds, even if I go to a million. That doesn't change my odds, that just means I'm really unlucky. If I've not got this thing by 1 million encounters, I think I probably should have stopped by that point. Something is clearly broken with my game if I've not got it in 1 million encounters. I am using an emulator and I am using a ROM version of the game. There is a chance that this ROM is a dodgy ROM and it has shiny locked Pokemon. Who knows? Yeah, I was going to say, if I get to 100,000 and I haven't got the shiny, I'm getting a new ROM. Welcome back, Will. Shiny at 77,777. Well, hopefully we get a shiny before that and we never have to find out. Also, I'm not going to remember that you've said that. If not ban you, it's obviously your fault. I'm not going to remember that you've said that. That's like years down the line. It's taken us a year to do 11,000. So it'll take 7 years to do 77,000. I'm not going to remember that you said that in 6 more years' time. You did a dare once in a speedrun? If speedrunner got beat Whitney, you got a free sub. If fail, you got banned. What was the outcome? Stupid Mugtang used attract. Did you get banned? Very banned. Hey, we are down to the last few resets for the day. Easy shiny in the next fight, hopefully. It's a female. Suddenly your dog is needy. Now you had KFC. It wants some KFC. Do you want some KFC? You'll have to ask Carl if he'll give you any. With some beans. Fair enough. You had the pickle burger with pickle loaded fries. I would not like that. Baked bean side and coleslaw. Fair enough. You didn't have the pickle Pepsi Max this time because you had it last time. And you know what? It wasn't that bad, but you're happy never to have it again. Fair enough. Okay, we're on the penultimate reset for today. Time flies when you're stuck in the KFC drive-thru. I disagree with both of you there. I do not like pickles. Okay, last one for today. 11,400. Okay, it's male. And it's not shiny. Okay. We are almost exactly at 128 hours. We are 33 seconds off 128 hours. Okay. Well, that is where we're going to end it for today. Ooh. It's been fun. We will be back tomorrow at 9 PM UK time to do some more. We'll see if we can get it tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll have to find out. So yeah, 9 PM UK time tomorrow. So it's been fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. Thank you all for being here, and I shall see you all in